Hey, Galaxy here. So we got revealed the two champions tomorrow, the two limiteds, and the champions are kind of insane. The limiteds are interesting. We got some most feared strategy card changes that we're gonna go over and give our thoughts on and stuff. And EA taking half measures again, but Anthony Barr right here. This card, 91 speed, 90 acceleration, 94 tackling. It's too many as a run-stopping archetype rather than a pass coverage archetype, because I believe pass coverage get the lurker, right? And you really do want, if you're going to have guys out there, to have lurkers on your linebackers so that they can jump, basically, is the whole reason for linebackers out there. Now, if you go over to other players that we've gotten recently from the linebacker position, Isaiah Simmons, Ed Reed could get linebacker, and it was fine. I think Ed Reed did get lurker for 2 AP when he was a run stopper archetype. So it's not like impossible. I mean, it's definitely a reason to run him, but is he anywhere near, sorry, as a right outside linebacker this year, the Ted Hendricks card that we've got in the pass coverage, lurker 1 AP? If you decide to use him like in a 3-5 wide, he's perfect for that kind of scheme. The only issue is like Ted Hendricks right here. Look at his like power move, 91, 93 block shed on a pass coverage linebacker. Anthony Barr, 87 block shed, no pass rushing. So he's not as flexible as the Ted Hendricks. He is faster though, and speed is really what you need here in MUT 22 and basically every MUT all time. So the linebacker, you can 4-3 is looking nice, so you just got to dedicate some AP into the Barr and other linebackers to jump. So Anthony Barr, not a bad limited. Should be pretty cheap for the training reroll. We'll talk about the training reroll in a little bit and its effects on the market and these cards. It's just wild tomorrow. Brandon Marshall, 94 overall for this limited. Obviously powers up to a 95. We're getting up there. And that's Brandon Marshall. Then 95 speed. We'll talk about, more speed on top of that with strat items and whatnot. But probably right there with the best card in the game, especially with the most feared strat item that's going to be on him. It's crazy that they weren't able to figure out a solution for it. This Brandon Marshall card looks incredible. Probably should be around 300k tomorrow. You can pick him up for. So pretty cheap, relatively cheap limiteds versus like today's Herbert, like 1.7 million, which is insane. We'll talk about this most feared strategy item in a second. The champions, right, from the sets, right? You put 490 overalls from either part 1 or part 2 into the set. You get 4 choices of a Nat back from part 2, I believe, and Ray Lewis or the other guy I'm about to go over. This Ray Lewis card, wow, it is kind of wild, right? Ray Lewis is a hard-hitting, zone covering son of a gun. This is probably as good as Ray Lewis really could have looked at 93 overall. Well balanced across the board. And I think Ray Lewis is thick. How heavy is Ray Lewis? I think he's like 255 or something. Ray Lewis weight. It might be worth it. Just the 250 is what Google says his weight is. So hopefully he's about 250. He can match up with those Derrick Henrys out there, who's also himself at that range. So maybe it is time for Ray Lewis, throw the AP on him, maybe throw some hit sticks with him there to kind of, cause some fumbles. We'll see if Ray Lewis on the field acts like Ray Lewis IRL in the middle of the field. The other one, Randy Moss. I mean, what hasn't been, what could be said about Randy Moss that hasn't been said about the greatest things of all time, right? It's like, oh, that's a diamond. That's kind of cool, right? Oh, platinum? Neat. Randy Moss? Solid. The issue is, like, it's weird that his route runnings are a little low. His speed isn't Moss-esque, right? Like, Randy Moss coming out with 92 speed is weird because it feels like we've gotten a lot of people at 92 speed lately. Not a lot, but, like, Will Fuller's faster than Randy Moss. I don't know about that, Chief. I know a lot of people are going to put him on the Raiders theme team, which sucks a lot of the fun of the unbalanced Raiders theme team out of the game this year, in my opinion, for the balance of theme teams. But, Patriots, I'll get in another card too. He's a deep route running. He'll be tall, fast, be 95 speed, not on a theme team. 97 speed on the Raiders. 99 speed now if you throw the most feared strategy item on him. Let's talk about that. But so overall, Randy Moss, he's going to be fast, right? So what they did to the changes, scary speed strategy item will now be boosting the following attributes at 2 instead of 10. Speed, acceleration, agility, change of direction. So they weren't able, unfortunately, in a very EA way, they weren't able to properly fix the underlying issue with the strat card exploit, and basically they did like a workaround, a patch over. It's very EA of them. Now, I don't know how hard it would have been to deactivate the thing in head-to-head seasons, the thing in weekend league that allows you to go into your active lineup and add it in there. I don't know how, just deactivate active lineups on everything, because there's no reason to have a lineup here and then a lineup on the main screen. I mean, this is superfluous depth right here to have a lineup at this spot instead of just regular on the main screen. So it's unfortunate, but yes, the nerf, I believe, is now live in game. So when I look at this item, the most feared morph, it says +5 to height. I know you guys can't see that because it's, you know, teeny tiny, eeny beeny, itsy bitsy polka dot bikini. So it's only +5 height right now, right? And the only one I ended up bothering getting was the height one, because I thought that was the coolest one, and I thought it was actually the most powerful one. Towering Terror strategy item. Keep it true to this name. Towering Terror will now increase the height by 5 inches. So now we got like Brandon Marshall at 6'10", right? You basically have what a power forward out there at wide receiver. You can finally figure out how much, like, it take Giannis from the yard, and that we can actually play with him in MUT now, just named Brandon Marshall. So it's no longer 20+ inches. We no longer have 8-foot lurkers out there, 8-foot tight ends, 8-foot Derrick Henry, but they are still going to be kind of tall. I don't know how much of a benefit this is going to be now with only 5 inches. Obviously, on the receivers, is big benefit. On the running back, I guess we'll see. Obviously, users, it's a big benefit too. But Monstrous Might will increase only the height by 2 inches instead of the previous 5. So overall, you can stack these, like this +2 speed on the Moss plus the Raiders theme team. He's getting up to a 99 speed also. So it's you know, kind of a big deal this weekend for weekend league. I don't know. What would you guys take? Would you rather have, if you're gonna go Raiders theme team, 25 or 50, 96, 97? Would you rather have him being like a 6-foot player, or 5'11", you know, the -5 height and 99 speed, or would you rather have him 6'9", 97 speed? I feel like I'd rather go the 6'9" guy. Personally, I feel like that's more game changing and kind of annoying for the opponents to go against. But let me know in the comments what you guys think. Overall, a very solid drop of content. This is crazy. It's only week 2. There's no way week 3 lives up to week 2 content drop, right? Dropping a Randy freaking Moss in week 2 of Most Feared. I don't know what they got going on in the next one, but let's talk about market dynamics tomorrow. I've talked about it a few times. Obviously, the training reroll changes so much. I would assume prices are up after seeing these guys. I think the best thing to do tomorrow is if you got the training stacked, if you can buy cheap training, look for snipes, of course, tonight into tomorrow. Tomorrow is going to be a snipe, like a absolute, you know, open season, right? It's going to be duck hunting during cold weather when they're just moving, right? Snap freeze overnight, they're on the move, they're coming down the old river, bang, 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 bang. And then you're going to be shooting them down on the auction house very easily. So that's what we're looking at, right? And I talked about this before, like doing the set right away, selling the Moss is going to be going for a crazy amount. But the thing is, the Moss is going to fall down in price pretty soon, right? People are going to be, they know of this. They know they can put the 4 90s in there, sell Moss, basically get the 90 overalls for free. So it's definitely, don't try and catch a falling knife is the old additive axiom of the channel, along with arbitrage, and hey, don't stick your finger in that. But it's good there. It's gonna be decent tomorrow. It's gonna be fun. I think I'm streaming over on twitch.tv for, you know, all day, right? And if you need to go anywhere to get coins for this promo, you know exactly where to go. Rock Bottom Coins is the #1 place to get your Madden coins. If you make coins for my videos, sell them to Rock Bottom. If you're buying, use my code GUTBOX for 10% off. I did also want to take a look at the 92s, what they're at right now. Okay, 92s are at 236, and that's a fine price, right? That's a fine price. What will 93s go for tomorrow? Because these are gonna be our first 93s that are non-limited. I would expect them to be about, well, I don't even know how much 93s quick sell for, do we? I don't think we have any 93 overalls that have quick sell values. We can kind of estimate it, but I don't want to like take a shot in the dark and be wrong, so I'm not gonna really do it. The 90s are down to 125, so not a bad idea. Like I said, the stock up on trading, obviously most feared 90s are at 130. you could just grab most feared 90s. Like, if you don't want to roll the 90s tomorrow to put in the set, if you can't find cheaper training than what we're looking at for 132 for a 90, like, this is not a bad idea because you have to roll at 5,500 instead of 5,000, which the actual 90s will technically, you know, sell for, that you can put into the set. So having, like, you know, 4 or 8 of these things already in your binder, because we know they confirmed it on GMM that part 1 goes into part 2, not a bad gig itself. So just letting you guys know how to get it, how to profit early on. Obviously, like I talked about, the sniping rich environment. Go through filters. A lot of people don't know how to snipe still. So go through filters. Like I would suggest tomorrow, because a lot of people will be opening most feared packs. I think a lot of people will be rolling the roll, not only for the limited, but for cards, because the cards might be expensive right away when they come out. Generally, they fall pretty quick. But a lot of people will be here grabbing these things. But like most feared cards right here, they're like 18K. Then you can always, to snipe, you want to kind of filter down all the way down. So now I can buy this guy for 13K, relist them for 18, and then boom, shebangs, right? Ooh baby, she moves. So like I saw unfiltered at 18, so I just bought it for 13. Here's a lesson in sniping, a lesson in villainy, right? And the old did you see 2 minutes ago we sold for 18,850? So I see that, I'm like, oh, a couple minutes ago, sold for 18,850. It's gonna take a little bit to sell, but boom, I just made what, 6,000 coins. That's how you build the stack. That's how you build it, dudes and dudettes. I know there's only 1 or 2 of you out there, but we want to include you too. So that's sniping. That's how the most feared sniping is gonna go. Go filter through the most feared filter tomorrow. If you have any questions, I'll be, like I said, live all day on Twitch. I know we see a lot of the same questions over and over, and it's kind of a meme in the chat now. But again, if you're new and you got some like questions, just hit us up. Don't be a jerk about it, right? We answer questions. We answer the same questions multiple times a day. It's part of the gig. Anyways, that's it. Is there anything else I want to talk about? EA lazy, EA new card, and then Most Feared tomorrow. Yay! Most Feared Part 1's live. Most Feared Part 2 live tomorrow. Woo! No Steelers. Bad day for America. Hate it. Have fun watching the game tonight. Peace! Oh, sub, please.